It's 2 a.m. Your phone lights up on the nightstand. You weren't expecting anything. You've been quiet for weeks, maybe months. You stopped texting, stopped calling, stopped hoping. And then, her name appears. A simple message. Hey, how are you? Or maybe, I've been thinking about you. Or just, your name. Your chest tightens. Your mind races. Does she miss me? Is she sorry? Does this mean she wants me back? You stare at the screen, thumb hovering over the keyboard. Part of you wants to reply instantly. Another part is terrified, because you've been here before. You opened your heart, and she walked away. So why is she reaching out now? Most men never get a real answer. They get clichés. She'll come back when she realizes what she lost. Or worse, make her regret it. But here's the truth, the kind no one tells you. Her coming back doesn't mean you should take her. And it doesn't even mean she truly wants you. What it means is far more complex. Over the next 2 hours, we're going to walk through the hidden psychology behind why women return after silence. Not through anger, not through manipulation, but through clarity. You'll learn what's really happening in her mind when she reaches out, the 3 different types of coming back, and how to spot which one you're dealing with, how to respond in a way that protects your peace, no matter what you decide. This isn't about winning her back. This is about winning your self-respect back. Because the most powerful thing you can do after silence is respond from clarity, not desperation. So if you're ready to see this situation for what it truly is, let's begin. Let's start with a question most men never ask. What does your silence actually do to her? You think she's just moving on, living her life, maybe dating someone new. And in many cases, yes, she is. But something else is happening beneath the surface. Something quiet. Something powerful. When you're present every day, texting good morning, checking in, showing up, your presence becomes like oxygen. She breathes it in without noticing. It's there. But the moment you go silent, that's when she feels your absence. Not because she's suddenly in love with you, but because human beings only recognize value through contrast. Think about it. You don't appreciate clean water until the tap runs dry. You don't miss sunlight until you've been in the dark for days. And you don't realize how steady, kind, or reliable someone was until they're no longer there to provide it. This isn't about her being selfish. It's about human nature. Now here's where most men get trapped. They mistake this awakening of awareness for love. But awareness isn't love. Regret isn't commitment. Missing your presence isn't the same as choosing your future. Let me tell you about Mark. Mark dated a woman for 2 years. He was consistent, patient, always showed up. She, on the other hand, was distant, always pulling away, then coming back when she felt insecure. One day she left him for an old flame, someone more exciting, she said. Mark was devastated. But instead of begging, he went silent. No texts. No calls. He focused on his work, his friends, his healing. 6 weeks later, she texted him. I made a huge mistake. Can we talk? Mark's heart leapt. He wanted to say yes. But he waited. Over the next few days she sent more messages. Emotional, vulnerable, even tearful. She said she finally saw how good he was. But here's what Mark noticed. Every time he set a gentle boundary, like saying, I need time to process this, she'd pull back. When he didn't reply instantly, she'd send, I guess you don't care anymore. That's when it clicked for him. She didn't miss him. She missed the security he provided. She missed having someone who never made her feel alone. But she wasn't ready to earn that security again. And that's the critical distinction. Loss creates awareness. But awareness doesn't guarantee change. So when she comes back after silence, ask yourself, is she reaching out because she's done the work to deserve you? Or is she reaching out because her current reality feels emptier than your absence? There's another layer most men never see. Silence doesn't just affect her. It rewires your brain too. While she's feeling the contrast of your absence, you're finally getting space to see the relationship clearly. No more late-night overthinking. No more walking on eggshells. No more hoping she'll suddenly change. In that silence, you start to remember who you were before you lost yourself in her chaos. And that's why your silence is so powerful. It's not a weapon. It's a mirror. For her, it reflects what she's lost. For you, it reflects who you truly are. But here's the danger. If you rush back in the moment she reaches out, you erase the very clarity that silence gave you. You trade peace for hope. And hope without real change is just another form of pain. So don't confuse her return with resolution. Don't mistake her regret for readiness. Her coming back is simply a moment, not a promise. And how you respond in that moment will determine whether you heal or repeat the same cycle all over again. Take a breath. You don't have to decide anything right now. Because in the next chapter we'll break down the 3 types of coming back and how to tell which one you're facing. Some returns are worth exploring. Others are just echoes of the past. And by the end of this video, you'll know the difference. Let's get very clear about something most men never realize. Not all returns are created equal. When she reaches out after silence, it feels like one thing. Like hope, like a second chance, like maybe everything's going to be okay. But in truth, there are 3 completely different reasons she might come back. And if you don't know which one you're dealing with, you'll respond the same way every time and keep getting the same painful result. So today we're going to break down these 3 types, not to label her but to protect your peace. Because your response should match her intent, not just her words. Small blue diamond type 1. The comfort return. This is the most common and the most confusing. She comes back not because she's chosen you, but because her current reality feels worse than your absence. Maybe her new relationship failed. Maybe she's lonely. Maybe life got hard and she remembered you were always there to listen. Her motive isn't love. It's comfort. And here's how you'll know. She'll reach out with warmth, maybe even affection. She'll say things like, "I miss talking to you. No one understands me like you do. I've been so stressed. I just needed to hear your voice." But watch what happens next. If you gently say, "I'm glad you're okay. I've been focusing on myself lately," she'll either pull back immediately or push for more, "But don't you miss me?" without acknowledging why she left. She wants your emotional support, but she doesn't want to rebuild trust. She wants your presence, but not your boundaries. This isn't malice. It's human nature. We all seek comfort when we're hurting. But comfort isn't commitment. And if you give her your energy now, you'll become her emotional safety net, while she keeps looking for something more exciting elsewhere. I knew a man named Raphael. She left him for a coworker, said Raphael was too stable. 3 months later she texted, "He cheated. I should have never left you." Raphael's heart broke open. He wanted to take her back. But then he asked her one question. What would be different this time? She said, "I'd appreciate you more." That sounds nice, but it's vague. It's emotional. It's not a plan. 6 weeks after they got back together, she was complaining he wasn't fun anymore. Why? Because she never wanted to fix what was broken. She just wanted to escape her pain. So if her return feels warm but vague, if she talks about missing you but avoids accountability, if she reaches out only when she's struggling, this is a comfort return. And your job isn't to rescue her. It's to protect your peace. Small blue diamond type 2. The regret return. This one is rare but powerful. He comes back not because she's lonely, but because she's done real inner work. She's looked in the mirror. She's seen her role in the breakdown. And she's willing to face it, even if it's uncomfortable. Her motive isn't comfort. It's repair. How can you tell? First, she takes full responsibility. Not, "I'm sorry you felt hurt." But, "I was selfish. I took you for granted. That was my failure." Second, she respects your silence. She doesn't demand you reply. She doesn't guilt trip you. She says, "I know I don't deserve your trust right now. But if you're ever open to talking, I'd like to try to make things right." Third, she shows consistency over time. Not just one emotional message, but steady, respectful presence, even if you don't respond right away. This isn't about grand gestures. It's about humility. I worked with a man named Elijah. His partner left after a big fight, said he was too controlling. He went silent, focused on therapy, learned to listen, not fix. For months later she reached out. Not with drama. Not with blame. Just, "I've been in counseling. I see now how I pushed you away when I was scared. I don't expect anything, but I wanted you to know I've changed." Elijah waited 2 weeks before replying. When he did, he said, "Thank you for that honesty. I'm not ready yet, but I appreciate you saying it." She didn't push. She didn't disappear. She just said, "Okay, I'll be here if you ever want to talk." That's the mark of a regret return. It's not frantic. It's not desperate. It's quiet, humble, patient. And if you see these signs, it may be worth exploring, slowly with clear boundaries. But remember, even a regret return doesn't guarantee a future. It only guarantees she's willing to try. And that's very different from the next type. Small blue diamond type 3, the test return. This one is subtle and often misunderstood. She's not coming back because she wants you. She's coming back to see if you're still available. Think of it like checking a bookmark. Is he still there? Can I come back if I need to? Her motive isn't love, comfort, or regret. It's security through optionality. How do you spot it? She'll reach out casually. Hey, how've you been? Saw this and thought of you. But if you show real interest, if you say, I've missed you, want to talk, she'll suddenly go cold. Why? Because she didn't want a conversation. She just wanted confirmation that you're still waiting. This often happens when she's dating someone new but feels insecure, she's bored and wants attention, she's testing her power over you. And the cruelest part? She may do this repeatedly, every few months, just to feel in control. I had a client, Marcus. Every time he started dating someone new, his ex would randomly text him. Just checking in. Hope you're happy. But the moment he replied warmly, she'd vanish for weeks. It wasn't about him. It was about her needing to know she still had him as a backup. That's a test return. And your power lies in not reacting. Don't chase. Don't explain. Don't prove your worth. Just stay calm. Stay quiet. And let her see. You're not a bookmark. You're a man with a life, and you're living it. So which one is yours? Ask yourself, does she acknowledge her role in what went wrong? Does she respect your boundaries, or push when you set them? Is she consistent over time, or only present when it serves her? If it's mostly comfort, protect your energy. If it's true regret, consider a slow, boundary-led conversation. If it's a test, don't feed the cycle. Because here's the deeper truth. Her return isn't about you. It's about where she is in her journey. And your job isn't to decode her perfectly. It's to honor your own peace, no matter what she does. In the next chapter, we'll talk about something even harder. Why you feel hope, even when you know better. Because understanding her is only half the battle. The real work is healing the part of you that keeps saying, maybe this time. But for now, just breathe. You're seeing clearly. And that's the first step to true freedom. Let's talk about something no one wants to admit. But almost every man has felt. You know deep down that she isn't right for you. You remember the pain, the confusion, the way you lost yourself trying to make it work. And yet, when she reaches out after silence, your chest tightens, your mind races, and a quiet voice whispers, maybe this time will be different. That voice isn't weakness. It's hope. And hope is the most powerful emotional trap of all. Because hope feels like love, sounds like love, even hurts like love. But it's not. Hope is a projection. Love is a choice, made in the present with clear eyes. Today we're going to unpack why your brain clings to what if, even when your heart knows better. And more importantly, how to free yourself from the cycle of false hope, so you can finally move forward with peace. Small blue diamond, the neuroscience of almost. Your brain doesn't just remember love. It remembers almost. The texts that almost led to reconciliation. The conversations that almost healed the wound. The moments when she almost chose you. And here's the cruel twist. Unfinished emotional loops are more powerful than resolved ones. Psychologists call this the Zeigarnik effect. The tendency to remember uncompleted tasks more vividly than completed ones. In relationships, that means the breakup you never got closure on, the apology she never gave, the future you imagined but never lived. These stay alive in your mind far longer than happy memories. Why? Because your brain is wired to seek resolution. And as long as there's an open loop, it keeps replaying the story, searching for an ending. So when she texts out of the blue, it's not just her reaching out. It's your brain screaming, this is your chance to close the loop. But here's what your brain won't tell you. Closure doesn't come from her. It comes from you choosing to stop waiting. Small blue diamond, familiarity versus compatibility. Let's be honest. Sometimes you don't miss her. You miss the version of yourself you were with her. Maybe you felt needed. Maybe you felt purposeful. Maybe for a while you felt like you finally mattered to someone. No. Without her, that version of you feels gone. So you confuse familiarity with compatibility. You think, If we just fix this one thing, we'll be happy. But the truth is, you weren't happy before the silence. You were exhausted. You were anxious. You were constantly trying to earn her attention. Yet because that pain was familiar, it felt safer than the unknown. And now her return offers a shortcut back to that known world. Even if it's a cage. I worked with a man named Daniel. He told me, I know she's not good for me. But when she's gone, I feel empty. When she's here, at least I feel something. That's not love. That's emotional dependency. And it's incredibly hard to break. Because loneliness often feels worse than a bad relationship. But here's the truth. Being alone with clarity is better than being together in confusion. Because in that clarity, you remember who you are. Not who she needed you to be. Small blue diamond, the dopamine trap. Every time she reached out in the past, even if it ended in pain, your brain released dopamine. Not because it was good, but because it was uncertain. Intermittent reinforcement, the same mechanism that keeps people gambling, is what makes hot and cold behavior so addictive. One day she's warm. The next she's distant. Then she's back again. Your brain never knows what's coming. So it stays hyper-focused, waiting for the next win. And when she goes silent for weeks, then suddenly texts. That dopamine hit is even stronger. It's not about her. It's about your nervous system craving resolution. But dopamine lies. It tells you, this is important. Pay attention. When really it's just replaying an old pattern. The way out isn't willpower. It's awareness. Every time you feel that rush, that hope surging in your chest, pause. Ask yourself, am I excited about who she is? Or just relieved the silence is over? Small blue diamond, the story you keep telling yourself. You've built a story in your mind. Maybe it goes like this. If I just give her one more chance. If I communicate better. If I'm more patient. She'll finally see my worth. Or, she's been through so much. Once she heals, she'll choose me. These stories feel noble. They make you feel like the good guy, the loyal one, the patient one. But stories like this have a hidden cost. They keep you waiting for a future that may never come. And while you're waiting, life passes you by. Real love doesn't require you to beg for consistency. Real love doesn't leave you guessing. Real love shows up, not just when it's convenient but when it matters. So ask yourself, am I holding on to her? Or to the story I told myself about us? Because the moment you release the story, you free yourself from the trap. Small blue diamond, a moment of reflection. I want you to pause here just for 10 seconds. Close your eyes if you can. Ask yourself, if she never came back, would I finally feel peace? Not sadness. Not anger. But deep, quiet peace. If the answer is yes, then you already know what you need to do. You don't need her to change. You need to stop waiting for her to. Because your healing doesn't depend on her return. It depends on your willingness to choose yourself. Even when it hurts. Even when hope whispers, just one more try. Small blue diamond, the way forward. Hope isn't your enemy. It's a signal. It's showing you where you're still attached. Where you're still seeking validation from someone who couldn't give it consistently. So don't fight the hope. Thank it. Then gently set it down. Say to yourself, I see you, hope. You're trying to protect me from loss. But I'm safe now. I don't need a fantasy to feel whole. Because the man you're becoming doesn't need her to come back to prove his worth. He knows it, quietly, deeply, whether she sees it or not. In the next chapter we'll go even deeper. We'll look at her words and decode what they really mean. Because once you see the difference between words and actions, you'll never be confused again. But for now, just breathe. You're not trapped. You're waking up. And that is the beginning of real freedom. You've heard it before. Actions speak louder than words. But in the fog of emotion, after weeks of silence, then a sudden text, it's hard to see clearly. Her message sounds sincere. Her tone feels warm. She says all the right things. I miss you. I've changed. I finally get it. So how do you know if she means it? The answer isn't in what she says. It's in what happens next. Because words are easy. They cost nothing. But actions require effort. Accountability. Consistency. Today we're going to walk through a simple but powerful tool I call the silent truth test. A way to observe her behavior over time. Without reacting, chasing, or losing your peace. This isn't about testing her. It's about protecting you. Small blue diamond, the first message. What it really means. Let's start with that first text. Most men read it like a love letter. But it's actually just a signal. And signals can mean many things. Here's how to decode the most common ones. Hey, how are you? This isn't a deep emotional outreach. It's a soft probe, low risk, low vulnerability. She's checking if you're still emotionally available, without revealing her own intent. I've been thinking about you. Sounds romantic, right? But notice, she doesn't say why. Is she thinking about your kindness? Your arguments? Her regrets? Vagueness equals emotional ambiguity. I miss you. This one stings, because it feels personal. But missing someone isn't the same as choosing them. You can miss a place, a feeling, a version of yourself, without wanting to go back. I made a mistake. Now this has potential. But watch what comes next. If she stops there, it's just guilt. If she adds, I see how I hurt you and I'm working on myself. That's accountability. Don't judge the first message. Judge what follows. Small blue diamond, the 7-day consistency rule. Here's a simple truth. One kind message proves nothing. 7 days of consistent, respectful behavior? That tells a story. So when she reaches out, give yourself a quiet observation window. 7 days. During that time ask, does she initiate more than once? Not just when she's lonely? Does she respond with patience if you don't reply instantly? Does she acknowledge the past, or act like nothing happened? Does she respect your boundaries, or push when you set them? Let me show you what this looks like in real life. Small blue diamond case study. James and the 3 returns. James dated a woman for 18 months. He was loving 1 week, distant the next. After a big fight, she left, said she needed space. First return week 3. She texted, I miss you. Can we talk? James replied warmly. She sent 2 more sweet messages, then vanished for 10 days. Second return week 6. Hey, how's life? James waited 2 days to reply. She responded quickly, glad you're okay. But when he asked how she was doing, she never answered. Third return week 9. I've been in therapy. I realize I pushed you away when I got scared. I don't expect anything, but I wanted you to know. This time James waited 5 days. She didn't follow up. But a week later she sent, no pressure at all. But if you ever want to grab coffee as friends, I'd understand if you said no. Notice the difference? First return. Emotional but inconsistent, comfort return. Second return. Casual, surface level, test return. Third return. Accountable, patient, no demands, regret return. James didn't jump at any of them. He observed. And in that observation he found clarity. Small blue diamond, red flags versus green flags. A simple guide. You don't need to be a psychologist. Just watch for these patterns. Triangular flag, red flags, words is not equal to actions. She says I've changed, but repeats old behavior. She apologizes, but blames you in the next sentence. She wants to talk, but only on her terms. Late at night she disappears when you set a gentle boundary. She compares you to others. You're so much better than him. These aren't signs of growth. They're signs of emotional convenience. Green flags, words plus actions align. She gives you space when you ask for it. She follows up calmly. Even if you don't reply right away, she names her part in the breakdown. I shut down instead of communicating. She doesn't rush you. Take all the time you need. She shows up consistently, not just when she's hurting. This isn't perfection. It's integrity. Small blue diamond, what to do if she ghosts again after reaching out. This hurts deeply. You let your guard down. You allowed hope, Indiana. And then, silence. But here's what that silence really means. She wasn't ready to show up fully. And that's not your failure. It's her limitation. So don't spiral into, was I too cold? Did I wait too long? You didn't lose her. You saw her clearly. And the best response. Go deeper into your silence. Not as punishment, but as self-respect. Because every time she leaves and comes back, you have a choice. Reopen the wound, or let it heal. Small blue diamond, your response script. Calm, clear, boundary-led. You don't need clever lines. You need calm clarity. Here's how to respond no matter what she says. If she says, I miss you. I appreciate you saying that. I've been focusing on my peace lately. If she says, can we talk? I'm not in a place to reconnect right now. I hope you're doing okay. If she apologizes vaguely. Thank you for that. Real healing takes time. for both of us. If she blames you, I hear you. I'm choosing to focus on my own growth now. Notice. No anger. No begging. No over-explaining. Just quiet strength. Because the man who responds with calm is the man who's finally free. Small blue diamond, the final truth. Here's what no one tells you. You don't need her to prove she's changed. You only need to protect your peace while she figures it out. If she's serious, she'll keep showing up, respectfully, patiently, consistently. If she's not, she'll fade again, and you'll be glad you didn't reopen your heart too soon. So don't rush to interpret her words. Let her actions write the story. And in the silence between her messages, keep writing your own. In the next chapter, we'll walk through exactly how to respond, step by step, so you never feel lost, desperate, or reactive again. Because knowing why she came back means nothing if you don't know how to respond with your dignity intact. But for now, trust what you're seeing, not just what you're hearing. And remember, the truth doesn't shout. It shows up, quietly, day after day. You've done the hard part. You've stayed silent. You've observed her return. You've seen the difference between her words and her actions. Now comes the moment that tests everything. How do you respond? Because in this moment you have a choice. You can react from hope, or respond from clarity. You can rush to prove your worth, or stand in it quietly. You can lose yourself again, or protect the peace you finally found. Today I'm going to walk you through a simple step-by-step framework, so you never feel lost, desperate, or reactive again. This isn't about winning her back. It's about honoring yourself, no matter what she does next. Small blue diamond, step 1. Wait 48 hours. Not as a game but as a boundary. The moment you see her message, your instinct is to reply. Maybe with anger. Maybe with hope. Maybe with a flood of everything you've held inside. But don't. Wait at least 48 hours. This isn't about playing hard to get. It's about breaking the cycle of reactivity. When you reply instantly, you signal, my emotional state depends on you. But when you wait, you say, quietly, powerfully, I am grounded in my own life. And that changes everything. Use those 48 hours to breathe. Reread this video. Ask yourself, am I responding from peace or from pain? If you feel shaky, anxious, or overly eager, wait longer. Your reply should come from calm, not craving. Small blue diamond, step 2. Keep your first reply neutral, kind, and brief. When you do respond, keep it simple. No explanations. No accusations. No emotional dumping. Here's the formula. Acknowledge plus state your state plus wish her well. Examples. Thanks for reaching out. I'm doing okay, focusing on my peace these days. Hope you are too. I appreciate your message. I've been taking time to heal, so I'm not in a place to reconnect right now. Wishing you all the best. Hey, I'm glad you're doing all right. I've been quiet lately, needed some space to reset. Notice what's missing. No, why did you leave? No, I've missed you every day. No, are we getting back together? You're not closing the door forever. You're simply saying, I'm not available for emotional chaos right now. And that's not cold. It's clarity. Small blue diamond, step 3. Let her carry the conversation. After your reply, do not chase. If she's serious, she'll respond with accountability, patience, respect for your space. If she's not, she'll either disappear again, push for more. But don't you miss me? Get defensive. I guess you don't care anymore. This is your next test. If she pushes, do not justify. Just say, I care about you as a person, but I need to honor my own healing right now. Then stop. Let her sit with that. Because real change happens in the silence after your boundary, not in your effort to explain it. Small blue diamond, step 4. Protect your energy during any conversation. She does engage respectfully and you choose to talk. Set gentle but firm conditions. Choose the medium. Text is safer than call, gives you time to think. Set a mental time limit. Don't let it drag for hours. Stay present. If you feel yourself slipping into old patterns, pleasing, fixing, over-explaining, pause and say, I need a moment to collect my thoughts. And most importantly, don't rehash the past to prove your pain. You don't need her to validate your hurt. You only need to know you've honored it. Small blue diamond, what not to say even if you're hurting. It's tempting to say things like, you only want me now because I'm gone. I knew you'd come back. Do you even realize how much you hurt me? But these come from wounded ego, not strength. They give her power over your peace. Instead, if pain rises, say internally, "This is my healing, not her lesson." And keep your words kind, simple, and self-contained. Small blue diamond role play. Healthy versus reactive responses. Let's practice. Scenario: she texts, "I miss you so much. Can we talk? I've changed." Reactive response: avoid. You say that every time. "How do I know you mean it? I've been suffering while you moved on." This gives her your pain as leverage. Healthy response: use, "I hear you. I've been focusing on my own healing, so I'm not in a place to reconnect right now. I hope you're doing okay." Calm. Clear. Closed loop. Scenario: she says, "I made a mistake. Please give me another chance." Reactive: another chance? After everything? You don't deserve it. Anger equals still emotionally entangled. Healthy: I appreciate your honesty. Real change takes time, for both of us. Right now, I need to keep my focus on my peace. Respectful. Boundary held. No blame. Small blue diamond: if you decide to reconnect, do it slowly. If after observation you believe this is a regret return, and you genuinely want to explore reconciliation, then move slowly. Start with a short public coffee, not a late-night emotional call. Watch for consistency over weeks, not just words in the moment. Keep your life full. Friends, goals, routines. Never drop everything to prove you're available. Because real love doesn't ask you to shrink yourself. It meets you where you stand, calmly, clearly, and with respect. Small blue diamond: the deeper truth. Here's what this whole process is really about. You're not learning how to respond to her. You're learning how to respond to yourself. Every time you choose calm over chaos, clarity over hope, peace over panic, you're rebuilding trust, not in her, but in you. And that's the foundation of every healthy relationship you'll ever have. In the next chapter, we'll face the hardest question of all: when to reconnect, and when to walk away forever. Because knowing how to respond means nothing if you don't know when to close the door for good. But for now, trust your timing. Honor your silence. And remember, the strongest response isn't a message. It's the life you build while she's gone. You've come a long way. You've understood why she came back. You've seen through the words to the actions beneath. You've learned how to respond with calm, not chaos. Now you face the final question, the one that keeps men awake at night. Do I give this another chance, or let go for good? This isn't about right or wrong. It's about truth. Because reconciliation can be healing, or it can be repetition disguised as hope. So how do you know the difference? Today we'll walk through 3 non-negotiables. Not rules, but inner compass points, to guide your decision with clarity, not fear. Small blue diamond non-negotiable number 1. She acknowledges her role, without blame shifting. Real change begins with accountability. She says, "I'm sorry you felt hurt." That's not an apology. That's deflection. But if she says, "I shut down when things got hard. That wasn't fair to you. I'm working on staying present." That's ownership. Ask yourself, has she named her part in the breakdown, clearly, specifically, without making it your fault? If not, reconnecting will only replay the same script. Because you can't heal what she won't see. Small blue diamond non-negotiable number 2. She's done real inner work, not just said the right words. Words are easy. Growth is hard. Has she actually done the work? Therapy, journaling, setting boundaries in other areas of her life, taking responsibility for past patterns? Or is she just saying what she thinks you want to hear? Look for evidence, not promises. Because intentions without action are just wishes dressed as change. Small blue diamond non-negotiable number 3. You feel peace, not anxiety, at the thought of reconnecting. This is the most important test. Close your eyes. Imagine her back in your life. Do you feel calm, lightness, a quiet sense of "this feels right"? Or do you feel tightness in your chest, dread of old arguments returning, hope mixed with fear? Your body knows before your mind admits it. If the idea of reconnecting brings more anxiety than peace, your soul is already saying no. Because real love doesn't leave you walking on eggshells. It leaves you feeling safe, even in silence. Small blue diamond when to walk away forever. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is close the door for good. Walk away. She cycles between hot and cold, Affection followed by distance. She only reaches out when she's hurting you. The one always doing the emotional labor. You've given second or third chances. And nothing changed. You stay out of loneliness, not love. And here's the truth no one tells you. Letting go isn't failure. It's faith. In yourself, in your worth, in a future you haven't met yet. Small Blue Diamond. The story of Thomas. Thomas dated a woman for 3 years. She loved him deeply, but couldn't trust him. Every time he succeeded, she'd pick a fight. Every time he reassured her, she'd pull away. After the 5th breakup, she came back, crying, apologizing, promising change. Thomas wanted to believe her. But this time he asked himself, am I staying because I love who she is, or because I'm afraid of who I'll be without her? He walked away. 6 months later, he met someone who didn't need him to prove his loyalty. Someone who showed up, calmly, consistently, without drama. He told me, I didn't lose love when I left her. I made space for the real thing. Small Blue Diamond. When reconnection is worth exploring. If all 3 non-negotiables are present, and you feel genuine peace, then yes, explore slowly. But go in with eyes open. Start with friendship, not romance. Watch for consistency over months, not days. Keep your life full. Don't center everything around her. Ready to walk away again if old patterns return. Because healthy love isn't a rescue mission. It's 2 whole people choosing each other, again and again. Small Blue Diamond. The final letting go. If you decide to walk away, do it with kindness, for her and for yourself. You don't owe her a dramatic exit. Just a quiet closure. You might say, I care about you, but I can't keep reopening this chapter. I need to move forward, and I hope you understand. Then stop explaining. Stop checking her social media. Stop waiting for her to finally get it. Because your healing doesn't require her approval. It only requires your choice. Small Blue Diamond. You are whole, with or without her. Whether you reconnect or walk away, remember this. Her return was never the goal. Your clarity is. You don't need her to come back to be worthy. You don't need her to apologize to be at peace. You don't need her to choose you to be enough. Because the man who sits with this truth is already free. Maybe you're deciding whether to reconnect, or you've already chosen to walk away. But here's the truth that changes everything. This wasn't just about her. It was about the part of you that kept saying, maybe this time, even when your soul knew better. And if you don't heal that part, you'll find yourself in the same cycle, with her or someone just like her. So today we're going deeper. Not into her mind, but into yours. Because real freedom doesn't come from her changing. It comes from you becoming someone who won't tolerate half love again. Small Blue Diamond. Step 1. Identify your emotional pattern. Every man in this cycle has a hidden pattern. A wound that makes him tolerate inconsistency. Ask yourself, what did I believe I had to earn, that I thought only she could give me? Was it worthiness, safety, purpose, validation? For many men it's this. If I'm patient enough, kind enough, loyal enough, she'll finally choose me. But love isn't earned through endurance. It's received through mutual choice. So name your pattern. Write it down. I keep hoping she'll prove I'm enough, because I don't fully believe it myself. That's not weakness. That's awareness. And awareness is the first step to breaking the cycle. Small Blue Diamond. Step 2. Rebuild your self-worth. From the inside out. You can't outsource your worth to someone else. Not to her. Not to a new woman. Not to success, money, or praise. Real self-worth is built in quiet moments. When you keep a promise to yourself, when you say no to what drains you, when you choose peace over drama. Start small. Make your bed every morning. Go for a 20-minute walk without your phone. Write one thing you did well each day. These aren't self-help fluff. They're proof to your nervous system. I am someone who shows up for myself. And when you believe that, you stop needing someone else to prove it. Small Blue Diamond. Step 3. Redefine what love looks like. Many men confuse intensity with intimacy, drama with depth, chaos with passion. But real love is calm. It's consistent. It's boring in the best way. Because you never wonder where you stand. So write a new definition. Love is someone who chooses me even when I'm not perfect. Who communicates instead of disappearing. Who respects my peace as much as their own. Keep this list. Read it when hope whispers, but she's different this time. Because your future doesn't depend on her changing. It depends on you refusing to settle for less than your definition. Small Blue Diamond. Step 4. Create a life she can't disrupt. The most powerful antidote to emotional dependency? A life so full her presence or absence doesn't define your day. Ask yourself, who are your real friends? The ones who show up without drama. What makes you feel alive outside of romance? Music? Building? Coaching? Creating? What future are you building, with or without a partner? Start filling your calendar with things that feed your soul. Not just kill time while you wait for her to text back. Because when your life has meaning beyond her, you stop begging for scraps of her attention. You become someone worth choosing, not because you chase, but because you're already whole. Small Blue Diamond Step 5. Practice the art of letting go. Daily. Letting go isn't a one-time event. It's a daily practice. Every time you resist checking her social media, choose sleep over ruminating at 2 a.m., redirect your mind from what if to what's next. You're rewiring your brain. Try this nightly ritual. Place your hand on your heart and say, I release the need for her to validate my worth. I am enough, exactly as I am right now. Do this for 30 days. You'll be shocked how much lighter you feel. Small Blue Diamond, the man you're becoming. I want you to imagine yourself 6 months from now. You've healed. You've grown. You wake up calm, not anxious about her silence. Maybe you're with someone new. Or maybe you're happily single, building a life you love. Either way, you don't look back with regret. You look back with gratitude. Does that pain? It taught you your worth. That silence? It gave you your voice. That cycle? It led you home, to yourself. Small Blue Diamond final reflection. So if she comes back again, you'll know how to respond. Not from hope but from clarity. And if she never does, you'll be at peace. Because your wholeness was never hers to give. This journey wasn't about winning her. It was about remembering you were never lost. Your peace is the real victory. Transition into final sign-off. You made it. 2 hours of truth. 2 hours of healing. If this helped you see your situation clearly, type clarity in the comments. Let's build a community of men who choose peace over chaos. And if you're ready for the next step, watch our next video. The quiet confidence women notice first, even when you say nothing. Because now that you've reclaimed your peace, it's time to let the world see the man you've become. I'm Jascia Opera. Stay clear. Stay calm. Stay true.